This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Hey, it's my bro Angad Bedi. What's up, my man? Good to see you.
Congratulations to you, become a father again.
Yeah, brother.
Wow,
this
that's
is so
amazing.
wonderful, and now I'm trying to encourage Nia and him to go for it one more time.
Yeah, for sure. We will definitely go through that struggle.
Lovely, bro. I'm just so happy and proud of you. I mean, Karl Khandalawala in The Verdict is getting rave reviews. I love the promo. I have to go through the show. Inside Edge is up for another season.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And the Zoya Factor, which is based on Anuja Chauhan's novel, is where you had a major part.
Yeah.
So you feel that all the hard work through the decade is slowly being validated, isn't it?
It's a beautiful feeling. You put in many years to reach a certain place, but then I feel that you've never reached. So I feel the journey has been beautiful. It's been full of struggles, and I really value it because where I come from, a family, my father only taught me how to work hard, and that's what I have. And he said, as long as you can be sincere to what you do and just keep on striving, you don't need to worry about the rest. So I just keep it simple like that.
Karl Khandalawala, he's a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
He's Parsi, obviously, the face of it. It's quite interesting, and this is an Ekta Kapoor production. It's quite interesting that so many years after The State versus Nanavati, this is an original series based on that. What kind of hues and colors can we see in this particular format of the show?
So see
of the story.
The story, everybody knows mostly what actually happened. The thing is that there have been 2 or 3 films made in the past, but this is a perspective of 3 lawyers. It's got Chandu Trivedi, it's got the late Ram Jethmalani, and it's got the late Karl Khandalawala. So Karl Khandalawala was the defense, Chandu Trivedi was the prosecution. It was an open and shut case, and that's why it was given to Chandu Trivedi. But unfortunately, he needed a handler in the late Ram Jethmalani, and he came and sat behind him. So it took 2 lawyers who had to be pitched against Karl, but he had Karl won. So it's a beautiful space to be in. When I heard the story, and for me, I'm very lucky to be part of this project. Reason being is because one, they all come from theatre, all the actors. Whether it's Makarand sir, Saurabh sir, there's Sumit Vyas, there's Manav Kaul sir, who natak direct bhi karte likhte hain. Then there is Soni Razdan ma'am, there's Swananand Kirkire, who's a national award winner. Then there is Kubra Seth, Ellie, Avram. So it's a beautiful cast that has been put together. There was somebody else playing Karl, not me. I think his dates didn't work out, and the project came to me. And
Whatever's in your destiny is in your destiny.
I'm extremely grateful because they thought of me. You know what happens is, Hrishi, most of my work has been very commercial. So usually when a project like this comes somebody's way, they don't really think of me going to be as a first name to be on that project, because जब सब theatre के लोग हैं ना, तो theatre का ही एक actor cast करेंगे वो. But luckily it came my way, and I'm very grateful to Subhash Kapoor, to Ekta Kapoor for really backing me and making Shashank Shah, who directed it, Subhash Kapoor wrote it, the whole entire team realized that Angad should be playing Karl. And I have a beautiful message. In fact, very recently it came on Twitter from one of his family members who lives in New Jersey after watching The Verdict, State versus Nanavati. And he was very encouraging. He said that you got the gait, the confidence and the clarity of speech extremely well. And he said that if Karl uncle would have been alive, he would have been very proud to see you portray his character. And he said that my uncle was extremely fond of your dad, and he saw him play cricket. And now you playing him on screen, it was a delight to watch, and I'm very grateful and very humbled to get such a big compliment.
Lovely. And how have you played this? I mean, from the trailer that I see, I mean, you're doing a solo piece to camera. I know that he's suave, he's good looking, always in nattily attired, a killer instinct as a litigation specialist or somebody who's involved in court proceedings. And obviously there was a very, very soft spot in his heart because the principal protagonist was Parsi. And Parsis are very, very thick. The joke is that there are such few Parsis, it's like tigers.
Exactly.
And they're such wonderful people, and there's a very close bonding. And obviously, as Faujis, all the Faujis in the country also wanted him to be saved. So in that aspect, the Parsi aspect, as well as the fact that this was a man who was being branded as a murderer, but he was actually a Fauji.
See, the thing is, when the case came on, as far as the screenplay is concerned, there was a lot of chauvinism that existed in the late 50s and 60s. Well, it still does exist, but not to that extent. So it was very easy to, target a woman who came from England and brand her as
Loose modeled.
yeah. So how he took the case was that he asked this one question: why are 15 lawyers refusing to fight this case? And he was told that because it's an open and shut case. And then he took it upon himself, and then he inquired about Sylvia. He read about, Kawas and his behavior, and then he got to know more about his wife. And what he didn't like was that why was she being tainted so badly? Her whole image. Like, yes, there was a rule that, the infidelity was a crime, but not anymore, and but it still doesn't entitle anybody to kill a person. So when he was fighting this case, he actually didn't fight it for Kawas, Manesh or Nanavati. Because when he met Nanavati, as far as the screenplay is concerned, he just asked him one thing, that you have two options, either stay lifelong in jail, or you can plead not guilty and I can fight this case for you. And he was actually trying to gauge Nanavati in the jail.
Wow.
Because if he's such an honest, upright officer, if he believes that if whatever as a lawyer I'm putting forward, if he pleads not guilty, that means he can be corrupted, he can be changed, And the minute he pleads not guilty, Karl changes the whole case in the favor of his wife, because he fights it for her integrity. And he just wanted, he fought it just for the fact that, while he was fighting the case, yes, he was if you look at Karl Khandalawala, he's been an ex-Air Force pilot. He's been a judge himself. He never lost a case in his life. He never considered himself to be a lawyer. He was more of a connoisseur of art and music. He loved to paint. So he used to romance life. So for me, it was a extremely, very, these kind of layers. When I read the screenplay, I thought that this has come to me quite early. Sometimes you need more maturity as an actor. You need to go through life a little bit more to understand, to play. Now I'm in my 30s, to play a 45-year-old man who has never lost a case in his life, extremely flamboyant. Now to get all of these qualities inside you and think like that, it took me some time to get into the skin of this character. Because one is that whichever character you portray, you do bring a personality of yourself to the character, right? So for me, what was important was to reach that journey. How do I get there? So for that, Subhash Kapoor helped me a lot, because when the character was written, it was written in shades of dark. We humanized him. We made him vulnerable. We made him discover himself even at 45. Because when he was fighting the case, he didn't pick up the angle of Sylvia. But then while he was fighting the case and talking and questioning Kawas, he realized that there were many layers to Kawas which he was hiding. And then he started opening up Sylvia more. And then while he was doing that, he started changing himself. So I think that was the beauty of portraying such a character. And I'm extremely grateful that the entire team really thought that I could pull this through.
Lovely. And I hope Subhash Kapoor, having made all those wonderful Jolly LLB films, casts you in another one.
I hope
Maybe
so
a comedy or something.
I would love to. That's what Hrishi, I'm looking forward that somebody should cast me in a comedy.
In a comedy, yeah.
Yeah, like I've seen Jolly LLB 1 and 2. In fact, he made a very good film with Phas Gaye Obama, where Neha was also cast.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really good film. And also he comes from, there's a whole, I wouldn't say a camp, but these guys like Rajat Kapoor, Saurabh Shukla, Neha has worked with them. Then there is Shashank Shah, who's also been part of that whole process. There is Subhash Kapoor. I feel that all these guys, they make they make phenomenal cinema. And one day I hope, whether it's Rajat or Subhash, I feel that they should work with me, because I would love to work with them.
And Shashank Shah himself, I mean, he's somebody who's done so much television.
Yeah. He's done comedy.
He's done comedy. He's done, what is that great Indian comedy show with Ranveer and all these guys used to do.
Then he did Chalo Dilli, he made Das Vedania. Yeah. And, he gave me a lot of confidence, because also where he came from, and then when you work with Makarand sir, you work with all these stalwarts, everybody has, when you work, you are this one director who's trying to manage at least 8 legends of theatre. And then he gave me a lot of attention. He gave me a lot of time. And so did Makran sir. Makran sir in fact said, Angad, because I was thrown right in the deep end. Sabka thoda scene ho chuka tha. They had one-on-one moments with each other. Because I was so last minute, I was thrown in the courtroom straight away. And Makran sir took me aside and he said, consider this as a cricket game. And be a sportsman. You know, you're the underdog here. Make sure you win this game. And he backed me because he's my opposition. So I'm pitched against Makaran Deshpande. You know, and where I was a kid when Makaran sir, I've seen him on, you know, on stage, and I've seen him in films, and I've seen him, you know, I think he's beautiful. He's so fluid. And the way he's played even Chandu Trivedi, it's just exceptional. And every time he would do a great take and there used to be claps, he would come to me. He said, now it's your turn, son. Take it away. So, you know, that camaraderie just worked more.
Okay, because I'm so fond of you and you're such a wonderful man, when Dulquer and Sonam were in studio, I naturally made sure that the conversation gravitated towards you.
Thank you. I saw that video and you threw that question on, and Dulquer spoke really well on my cricket skill, but I feel that he worked exceptionally hard himself, and it was a film where you know, this film didn't do well, Hrishi, and I feel that we really put our best attempt and best foot forward. But it's very difficult to get a parody right in our country.
Correct.
Like for me, when I saw History of the World and Mel Brooks made it, I thought that was a great parody, and I saw it when I was 7. You know, and I saw it again and again, and I saw it when I was 30, and I saw it when I was 16. I was like, this is a beautiful film, and that's how a parody should be told. But here, I feel that we went wrong in a lot of aspects, considering we had a good, you know, Zoya Factor is a very popular book. Anuja has written it so well. It was first with Red Chilli, Shah Rukh sir had the rights, and then Adlabs picked it up, Aarti and Pooja, and then they made the film. But I felt that when you're making a parody, then you have to be convincing about it. Then I really felt that Dulquer and my character, because we pitted against each other, he plays Nikhil Khoda, I play Robin Raval. I felt that we should have been characters who take ourselves really seriously, but we actually really suck at the game. That would have been a great parody. You know, when you talk a good game but you can't play.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
But in that aspect, you know, you're really the go-to guy as far as anything cricket on screen is concerned. I mean, whether it's an inside edge or whether it's the Zoya factor. I mean, not discounting the fact that Dulquer was talking about how cool your technique is, and he could only aspire to play that well. It's beautiful also that people are thinking of you for the Karl Khandalawalas, because the natural thing is, Angad's played professional cricket, so let's take him for these parts. You think you've become that? You think you've become the go-to guy for the cricket parts?
No.
No, you don't
Otherwise,
think so?
Kabir Khan would have cast me in 83.
In 83.
You know, so
Interesting. Yeah.
the thing is
did you test for 83? I'm just curious to know.
I did. So I did test and I was in consideration. But what happens is that I had 2 projects before 83 which I couldn't let go. One was Zoya Factor, the other is Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil Girl, which we just finished. They were clashing and both of them released before 83. So for me as an actor, I do need every year at least 2 releases to be on the 70mm and 2 on digital. So as far as the cricket question is concerned, I'll tell you what. Inside Edge, first season, I don't really play cricket. So it's the aura about the fact that this... See, when you see Inside Edge, it's the drama behind the sport. It's got other aspects, like it's got a political aspect. There is, there's been match fixing which has been, projected. There are dynamics between Richa's character and mine. There is the team dynamic. So, all that makes you... I feel when I read a story, now it could be anything. I also did a film called Surma, which did really well for both Diljit and me. It was a brother story. Again, it was based on hockey. I feel, for me, what matters is what kind of character I'm offered. Now, it could be cricket related, it could be kabaddi, it could be football, it could be hockey. My point is that I feel at some level, sports, if you play sport, it completes you as a human being. There are various emotions that you feel. You feel insecure, you feel, elated, you feel sad, you feel defeated. Then you pick yourself up, and then you see success, and then you rejoice. So I feel that all these emotions are extremely important in a human. And what happens, all this can only come through if you play any sport. So any sport that is showcased on the big screen, will add value to an actor. Now, it doesn't matter to me. Yes, I'm fortunate enough, I've done a hockey film. But then again, I didn't play hockey in Surma. I didn't. I was the guy who, it was one brother's sacrifice which led to the other brother's glory. So it was my sacrifice. In Inside Edge, again, I go down as a good man, goes down fighting against the system. In second season of Inside Edge, it's the rise of the phoenix of Arvind Vashisht, how he comes back with a purpose. So I feel it's not about, cricket has always been in the backdrop. Like even in Zoya Factor, I have not played cricket. I've only played 2 balls. It's about how you make, there are 2 lions in the film, how you make one insecure with the other. And then how out of insecurity Robin Raval starts to act. Now for me, I thought it was great performance to be part of, because I have never projected insecurity. How you can have, or you can be the poster boy of the team, you can be, loved by children, by girls, by elderly people, by everybody, and you're going so well in your performance, but then what happens when everybody makes you insecure? How you're a good guy, but then they're making you insecure, so how would you dwell in that? So I felt that these are situations which make each character of mine different, which I get to project. Like now for me in The Verdict, there is no insecurity. For me, I had to reach a level of flamboyance, of confidence, of self-discovery, of empathy towards Sylvia Nanavati, of helping her, of being that one man who, despite all that chauvinism, stood by the woman who was tarnished, whose image was tarnished. So I feel that for me it's a great angle. Like now if I go into Inside Edge 2, the man coming back is with such purpose, and how he fights it again. And then whether now in Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil girl that I'm doing with Janvi Kapoor, it's a Dharma film. I'm very lucky to be part of that production house. It's the coming of age of the brother. It's a brother-sister story. And for me, it's like, I just want to be churning out work which makes a difference to me as a person, and also to the audience that watches my work. And third, when my little one grows up, she should be proud that was my dad.
Of course, she's already so proud, even at age 10 months. But in that aspect, Karan Anshuman is interesting for me because he's a writer-director. I mean, he was a novelist. I remember reading his Kashmir Nama. And was season 2 also filmed somewhere in Eastern Europe? I remember that you did the first one there.
We went to Georgia, because in season 2 what happens is that for 2 projects I've gone to Georgia. Inside is season 2, and for Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil girl, because we cheated Kargil in Georgia, we cheated South Africa, Jamaica in Georgia for Inside Edge. And it was beautiful because it's you go to Georgia, right, and you can see everything. You'll find Central London, you'll find Lajpat Nagar, you'll find Karol Bagh, you'll find you can see parts of South Bombay there, Mumbai there. It's just amazing. Like you go there, like a lot of films now are being shot in places like Serbia and Georgia, because there are a lot of parts which look India. It's amazing. And for me, my introduction is surprising, because there was a second unit they were cheating South Africa in Inside Edge, and the first unit for Inside Edge, I was cheating Jamaica, at another location, and it's just amazing what that country has to offer.
Lovely. Yeah. And but do you get any time at all to to recreate or just hang around, or is it just work all the time? Yeah.
See, what happens is that you need, like, Excel Entertainment has been a fabulous production house. They look after you so well, whether it's your travel or your stay. So when I went there, I did have 2 days to see. Even now, when I went back with Dharma, I had 3 days in between. So I did see parts of Tbilisi. I saw parts of another city. I'm forgetting the name. It's a bit complicated. But Georgia is a place where I would love to go and visit, go on a holiday and get some more time there, because the people are extremely different. They speak a very different language, and there are certain people there, sometimes they could look anything between French to Indian to Arabic, and you get the entire variety there. So it's quite interesting.
With actors, you know that no matter what kind of part you get or what kind of director you get, the producer has got to be all important. And it's wonderful that people like Ekta Kapoor, people like Excel, people like Karan Johar are also beginning to gravitate towards you and take notice. Is the involvement that much as far as Karan and Ekta and Excel are concerned, or is it just completely left up to the director?
See, that's a very interesting question you asked, Hrishi, because luckily for me, I have been cast by producers. I have been
Wow.
I am Karan cast me in Gunjan Saxena, the Kargil girl. Ekta Kapoor pushed her way through for me to be part of Verdict, and she's also offered me another project, and I'm very grateful to her because I want to be a producer's actor. It's extremely important, and I feel Akshay sir is. You show up on time, you finish your work, you try and do 4 projects a year, shoot, and have at least 2 or 3 projects on release. And I think that is the way to be, because that's how you, one, you become more viable. Second, you become, you are also making more money for the industry, so that the money comes back and more films are made. So I feel that I want to be that actor. Like it is, I love my work and I'm very passionate about it, but I don't get attached to my release or I don't get attached to my characters because I don't wish to. I have to move on to the next, and that is what is important. You got to keep on moving forward. Like my father taught me one thing. He said, you are as good as your last innings." That's the cricket terminology he always talks in, and he puts it across. And exactly, he said, "Here you are as good as your last release." If Zoya factor didn't work, Verdict worked. So now you got to move ahead. And if Verdict has worked and people are liking Kal Khandalawala, you have to make sure that Arvind Vashist comes back with a bang. And then you got to forget about him and move to, Anshuman Saxena, who's Janvi's. Yeah. So I feel that for me, it is very important that the quicker I move on to the project, shoot-wise, I get extremely passionate and engaged, and then I have to leave that character also very quickly.
And I'm startled to know that you've gone back to sport all over again. You have a hurdler who's training you. How cool is that?
Yes, and I'm very happy that since I have been married, there are a lot of changes that my wife has brought into my life, and they have all been for the better. And she was training with this gentleman called Brinston Miranda. He's he's in the top 5 people as far as and the age group of 40 plus. He's a hurdle runner. He's competing right now in the Asian Games, which are going to be held in Australia. He's going there. He's training for that, and he's training me. So we do 6 sessions a week. Out of that, 3 sessions are running, and 3 sessions are in the gym. And it's just been amazing. He's got also this, he has this community called Be Fit Mumbai, and he trains a lot of people. And he reminds me of a gentleman who used to train me when I used to, train with my dad. He used to train my dad. His name was Captain KB Dogra, and Brinston is actually that he has that same, literally I could say the same DNA that Captain Dogra had, and the way Brinston trains me, like for me, is important. I'll tell you why. Because 2 things. One, he trains my mind. He conditions my mind to become stronger. Second, there's a lot of, I feel today everybody wants to hit the gym. They want to hit the weights. They want to hit supplements. They want to hit, a lot of people are on growth hormones. They're on artificial substances, and I feel very sad because that's not longevity. Longevity is how Akshay Kumar sir has made his physique, how he eats well, he eats balanced meals, he's supplement free, and that's the body I want at 50. 55, 60. I want to be running till I'm literally 70. I want to be the same body type.
Wow, amazing. U2 is coming into town. So, are you a U2 fan at all? Are you looking forward to the gig, Neha and yourself? If so, what are your U2 favorites? Any memories of the band?
See, the thing is that I'm a big Punjabi music guy. Okay, and for me, I know U2 is coming, and Neha is a big fan of U2. I have left it actually to her, and she's very good. She does these mandolis very well. If she can get tickets, then I'll definitely go there.
But have you gone to a concert?
I have seen Madonna.
Where was this?
I saw her perform in Abu Dhabi.
How cool is that?
Yeah, man? And the thing is, I missed out. I was 9 when the late Michael Jackson came to Mumbai, and I was in Delhi, and my Masi stays in Mumbai, and I wanted to watch Michael Jackson, and that was my only chance, and I couldn't. And I was just like, before I lose the chance of watching Madonna, I want to go and see her. And the energy she brought on stage, it was hot. I think it was about 52 degrees in Abu Dhabi, and she was like, she had her A game on, and the way she performed, like I was just in awe. I was literally right, I was in the second row and she was performing right in front of me. Like my only dream now is to, like, I want to see, I really want to see Justin Timberlake perform. I don't know why. I think he brings a lot of good energy on stage. And the other guy who I've worked with, and I feel he runs his shows to packed houses, is Diljit Dosanjh, and not just in India. Like Diljit Dosanjh has a fan following that is exceptionally big in America, Australia, Dubai, in the UK, and he goes, like, he's the only guy who fills that Wembley Arena. His shows go houseful, and I've never seen him perform. Like, I worked with him and I love him and I love his music, but I one day want to pay for his concert and watch him.
So you haven't seen any other concerts in India, like a Bryan Adams or this and that? Nothing.
No.
Time for you to get into YouTube, brother.
Yeah, I haven't, because when I was, since I remember from 11 years onwards, I used to train, and I was I was into sport, right? I used to play table tennis, I used to swim, obviously cricket I used to play, but my whole day used to go in all of this, and I used to go to bed by 9 o'clock. So I was not really exposed to music to that level. In fact, I was exposed to Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan Sahab. I was, I had the good fortune of watching him perform live because of my dad twice. Then Jagjit Singh, he was very, very dear friends with my dad, and I saw him 4 or 5 times. So these two stalwarts I have seen perform. But apart from that, like, I did not have that opportunity to, yes, Samantha Fox once, I saw her perform in Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. I remember that.
What are you saying?
Yeah, because my
Dude,
mom and
she
dad...
was my teen idol. We used to have a blow-ups of her in the room.
So my mom and dad... I think my mom was a big fan of Samantha Fox, and I remember my sister, my mom and my dad going and watching Samantha Fox perform in Nehru Stadium when she came.
So you were not taken. Too small?
Yeah, way too small. Way too small. So, yeah.
Angad, thank you very, very much. Have you ever been on a cruise holiday? Have you ever been on a ship? Yeah?
No, Hrishi, I've not made that kind of money, So,
How sweet, yeah.
Hopefully, now with Verdict and a couple of more projects my way, I'll save some. And right now, we are paying our bills of the nurse because of our little one. Yeah. And then now we have to send her to play school and all that. So I'm trying to, gather my finances for my daughter. And hopefully now with a few more other projects, I'll save enough and I can take both my lovely girls, Meher and Neha, on a cruise, which you recommend. So yeah.
You're a lovely man. Thank you for your time, your patience. Yeah. And see you soon. All the best, brother.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Hrishi. The honor is all mine.